This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A Penn State Wilkes-Barre professor is making sure his students learn all about the Latimer Massacre. That story and much more next. Hi everyone and happy Labor Day. Thanks for joining us at SSP TV News. I'm Ken Carr with a reminder that you can watch us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513, and you can also download the Samsung Productions application to make sure you take us with you on the go. Now let's get to our headlines from SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Today is Labor Day. It's a national holiday celebrated on the first Monday in September. While many connect it with the unofficial end of summer, Labor Day is dedicated to the social and economic achievements of American workers. The first Labor Day was celebrated in New York City in September of 1882 as the Central Labor Union wanted a working man's holiday. It became a national holiday on June 28th of 1894. Tonight we begin with the story very appropriate for this holiday. It's the story of an event that is held in our area each year at this time. The special program recalls a tragic event that happened 120 years ago in Latimer, Pennsylvania. Lisa Sugar reports on the anniversary of the Latimer Massacre.
Fire! Give 2 or 3 shots!
Mr. Guscott, keep the children down. The sheriff's men are firing, and I think they're using blanks to scare the miners. Oh, look, they're shooting at miners running this way, and they've hit the school. And those poor men are dropping to the ground out there. Those bullets are no blanks. The siding is splintering. Children, lie still on the floor. Mercy's sake.
That was actual sound from a radio drama created to remember the Latimer Massacre, which occurred back on September 10th of 1897. It is also the brainchild, the project of Mr. Bill Bachman. Mr. Bill Bachman, who I know from years past at WNEP TV fame, also an assistant teaching professor at my alma mater, Penn State University, at the Wilkes-Barre campus. It is an honor to have you here in the studio. This is a project that is dear to your heart.
Yes, it is, and it's certainly a privilege and an honor for me to be here. Yeah, Latimer was one of those things that as I would have students come into a new class in the fall, and maybe that's appropriate, the timing is just excellent for this, I would ask people, where is Latimer and what's significant about Latimer? And inevitably the answer would come back 0. And that really bothered me because I'm so afraid that our regional and local history, not just in the Hazleton area or the Wilkes-Barre or the Scranton or the Allentown area, but unilaterally all over this country, local history is disappearing at frightful speed.
That is so true. And this is wonderful that you are keeping this alive and teaching everyone of all ages.
Well, the real interesting part of this was there were basically 2 ways you could do it. If you had a budget, you could go out and hire the 400 people that you needed to do it, okay? If you didn't have a budget, you used the old philosophy of what radio was, and it's the way I teach it, back in the golden age of radio between 1925 and 1950. Radio is known as the period of theater of the mind, because through excellent script writers, etc., those people who really knew how to punch up words on paper, and create images for people's minds. You could sit in a completely dark room and listen to the Lux radio theater on the air, etc., and the Maxwell House shows, etc. You could close your eyes and you painted the scenery, and that's what we did with this old-time radio show of what happened at Latimer on the 10th of September, 1897.
Now that will be featured again during this year's Remembrance. It's 120 years, and this, I guess, many refer to as a turning point in the history of the United Mine Workers. So I guess for people out there, give us a little sample of what the Latimer Massacre, a little synopsis of what it's about and what you will be doing to commemorate it.
Well, what we will do, of course, will be the official commemoration, and I really have to single out and give extraordinary credit to the wonderful Hazleton Ministerium Association. These folks work tirelessly throughout the year to work on the next year's memorial service and service of healing and forgiveness that occurs there at the Latimer Monument, right where Main Road and Quality Road split at the Y, where the monument occurs in Latimer. That will occur exactly at 3:30. Why 3:30 on Sunday afternoon, the 10th of September? Because that's when our best estimate is that the rifle firing began that afternoon. It was all over in a half an hour by 4 o'clock. And the sheriff of Luzerne County and his guys had killed 19 miners. 16 of them were dead in the road right there. Interesting side point to that we know from reports of the Hazleton undertakers who received the bodies, of those 16, at least 13 had the bullet entries in their backs. They were running away from all that frightful stuff. And then at 4:15, we will encourage people to head down Quality Road to the Latimer United Methodist Church that has been good enough to open its doors so that we can do the entirety of this old-time radio program.
What goes through your mind when you relive this each year?
I am always taken back by the fact that these men, and it was a column of somewhere between 450 to 600 marching miners. They had started south of Hazleton, came around Audenried and Cranberry and up through West Hazleton, etc. They were told not to go through the city of Hazleton, and they obeyed the law. They also carried 2 American flags at the vanguard of this whole line of men marching up to Latimer to get support from miners at that location. These were Southern Europeans. They did not speak a lot of English, but they knew in this country everyone had the right to free speech, and they were carrying American flags to symbolize that they believed in America, this new land of opportunity. They had come here for that, okay? And to see them fired upon, etc., and cut down the way they were, just to try to make a point, was really a tough thing to see and go through. Lives were changed instantly that day.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, if you would like to purchase the CD of the radio dramatization, it's available at the Eckley Miners Village Museum. 1 week from today marks 16 years since the horrific attacks of September 11th, and communities across the country will hold ceremonies to remember those lost in what was the worst attack on American soil. Once again, a program entitled Hazleton Remembers 9/11 will take place. A special mass will begin at 6 p.m., followed by the annual program. It will take place at a new location this year, St. Gabriel's Church in Hazleton. Meanwhile, a remembrance ceremony and brick dedication will take place at 10 a.m. on September 11th at Luzerne County Community College's Walk of Honor at the college's Public Safety Institute. It's free to the public and open to the public as well, and a Remember and Resolve 9/11 service will take place on September 11th at noon at the First Presbyterian Church, 97 South Franklin Street in Wilkes-Barre. It's sponsored by the Wyoming Valley Interfaith Council. Coming up, we have a preview of some of the events coming to FunFest 2017, and our John Eric Poli has a very special preview of the AAA National Championship game coming up at PNC Field in Music. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
The 2017 FunFest celebration kicks off this Saturday and Sunday in downtown Hazleton. Lisa Sugart has more on what you can expect for the big weekend in our area.
FunFest 2017 is coming up fast, and there are so many activities planned. Mary Malone is the president of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Mary, you have so much happening on Saturday alone, not to mention Sunday when there's the parade and everything else happening. But let's talk about today, I guess, starting with the fabulous car show that so many people love.
That's right, Lisa. This is kind of a little bit of a different car show than some of the others that happen in the area that They'll be coming in on Pine Street anywhere from 9 to 12 on that particular day. And we have judges. It's just the top 20 in the show and then best of show. So it doesn't matter if you're a classic car, if you're a souped up car, or a new truck or anything like that. It's kind of all comers, and it really is a variety. And we have to thank our friends at the Raceway down in the valley. They're also going to be in the empty lot right off of Pine Street there, and they're going to show their different cars that race. In addition to the car show that we have, another crowd favorite for kids of all ages. I actually got to go up on the ladder last year, Touch a Truck. This year it's going to be closer to the Can Do building, right up here at Church and Broad Street up at the top. And there'll be the big bulldozers, the ambulance, the fire truck with the ladder to see how that operates, as well as our public works department. So again, Lisa, kind of sometimes a good thing for, again, everywhere from kids to adults to kind of see those in activity. And that's a great shout out to the mayor and the city of Hazleton for their support of Fun Fest. Couldn't do it without them.
That's always popular, and kids of all ages do love that. You have something new this year, though. It's called the Education Station. So tell us about that.
So, Lisa, every year Fun Fest has a different theme, and our theme this year is community progress through learning. And so we do a lot of different educational sessions at the Chamber for businesses, but it's not just for businesses, this is for the community. So we're gonna have a big white tent right between Wyoming and Laurel Street, set up during the day with different demonstrations. So our good friends at Eckley Miners will be there about a little history lesson from our past in the area. The Red Cross is going to talk about how to prepare your family or yourself in case of a disaster, if you have to move out of your house for a little bit, kind of what to do in case of that. So the possibility of learning a new instrument with one or two of our entertainers. And there's also the possibility as well of possibly an appearance by the canine handler and unit. So again, and that will be running from 12 to 4. Our good friends at Giant, we've done this now at least the last 5 years. They'll be out on cookie decorating. So again, for a period of time until those cookies last. So not only do you get to decorate, but of course, enjoy that cookie afterwards.
That's a really fun event. I know we've had fun in the past with that. So great things happening, and you have a lot of local talent, because Fun Fest is all about talent as well and performing, but you're showcasing the local people, which it's a great opportunity. They have a lot of people in the audience to see them, and maybe you haven't experienced some of these acts before.
Right, and it's entertainment as far as dancing and singing. We also have some fantastic karate and things of that nature. And yeah, it really is good to see. And who knows, Lisa, the chance to maybe encourage, maybe you or I next year could be part of the a local dance studio.
Keep dreaming there, Mary. Maybe you, not me.
Tap dancers are us or something. But we have a number of new studios that we've been in touch with, and again, a wide variety of acts. And shout out to Sherry O'Donnell and her crew. They always come through, and it really is amazing to see, again, the level of talent, of young talent that we have here in our area.
Alrighty, well, there's so much more to Fun Fest. We have more to tell you about. But if they want the complete list of both days' events, they go to www.funfestpa.org or the Fun Fest Facebook page, so on social media, and we'll be updating that as the schedule gets confirmed. And another new piece that we have this year through the Pregnancy Resource Center in a partnership. They're going to have a booth all day Saturday. We're going to have a baby crawl. So for any babies that are out there, we'll have that schedule up there. The chance to potentially win some diapers or some baby wipes. Always a good thing if you're a young one, obviously in a carpeted area, but have a little bit of fun through the great work of the Pregnancy Resource Center. Sounds like a lot of fun, and it is because it's Fun Fest. So make sure you mark your calendars September 9th and 10th. Check them out on their website or else on Facebook, and make sure you're here for the big weekend in downtown Hazleton.
Thanks, Lisa. And this special Labor Day edition of SSP TV News is being presented in part by Valley High in West Hazleton. This area landmark offers great ice cream and food. They also have yogurt and fat-free and no sugar added soft frozen yogurt. Plus, try their delicious menu featuring fries, burgers, and more. Check out their Facebook page for the latest fall hours. That's Valley High on Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today. And when we come back on SSP TV News, it's sports. Our John Eric Poli is going to talk about the AAA National Championship game.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
In case you haven't heard by now, PNC Field and Music will be hosting the AAA National Championship game this month. Our John Eric Poli tells us more about the day-to-day operations of getting ready for the big game.
September 19th, save the date. The two best AAA baseball teams in the country come to PNC Field to play in the Gildan AAA National Championship, while the road to the title game starts on Wednesday with the first round of the International League playoffs. The road to hosting the game started a long time ago.
We've been working on this thing since it was announced last year. It's going to be a complete effort throughout the entire front office, from a sales standpoint to a marketing standpoint, and the grounds crew here. This is an opportunity for PNC Field to be, recognized on a national scale. The game's going to be nationally televised on NBC Sports, so it's a huge opportunity not only for us, but just kind of showcase all of northeastern Pennsylvania.
The marketing and sales standpoints aren't the only things the front office is working on, as PNC Field is also planning a fun experience for fans in attendance on that day.
Obviously, there's an added interest, being that the Rail Riders are playing very well this year. They're the returning national champions from last season. So if they somehow make a way into this game, I think it's going to be pretty easy for us to sell out. But regardless, it's going to be a great event. We're going to have the Sixers cheerleaders here, and the Eagles cheerleaders are going to make an appearance. We're going to have live music outside the stadium. It's going to be a really cool all-day event, and hopefully a great game.
I don't know if Russ mentioned, but we are going to have a zip line that's going to be out in past outfield, zip lining throughout the game, before the game. There will be lots of entertainment at the Fan Fest, which happens a couple hours before the game starts and gates open. There will be we've got bands, we've got the Dunkin' Donuts, mobile Dunkin' truck will be here, lots of food, lots of fun, lots of great activities, the zip line. We might make a permanent part of the ballpark, so that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to try it.
Baseball and entertainment is fun, but this game will also allow everyone to be a part of something bigger than baseball, with a fundraising effort to help people with cancer.
We're also coordinating our big fundraising effort. So our foundation, the SWB Pinstripes Foundation, is partnering with Stand Up to Cancer. We're raising money for local and national cancer-affiliated charitable organizations. So we've already started kicking off our big fundraiser. We're bringing in as much money as we can to give to those local and national organizations.
The front office aren't the only ones that are working hard to put on the big game on September 19th, as the grounds crew is preparing to put new designs on the field for the big game. Steve Horn is the director of field operations for the Rail Riders, and he says he doesn't expect there to be too many changes to the grounds crew's normal day-to-day work when it comes to preparing the field for the championship game. However, he did say that the field will have a new look to it on September 19th, but Horn is keeping that a secret.
If I told you, I'd have to, I don't know. It's a secret. Not really. I mean, it is what it is. I see things on TV. I might like something I see on TV. I might want to try it here. I've also been doing this for 29 years, so I have a lot of patterns stored up that I use from time to time. It might be something I haven't used for a couple of years, and I want to try it and put it in, and usually the people like what I do.
The Gildan AAA National Championship is shaping up to be a good time, and if anyone is interested in seeing the game, the entertainment, or the new look to PNC Field, get your tickets soon because they are going quick. Reporting for SSPTV Sports, I'm John Eric Poli.
Thanks, John. Remember, our high school football Week 2 Cole Scale rankings will come out tomorrow on SSP TV News. Now it's Ron Marchetti with another round of trivia treats.
Hope you're having a nice Labor Day, but I don't want it to end. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Treats. Did you ever hear the name Wrong Way Corrigan? I did. My dad, every now and then, called me Wrong Way Corrigan when I was growing up if I screwed up. Anyway, on this very day, in 1938, a publicity stunt interrupted the Cubs' 2-1 11-inning victory over the Reds at Crosley Field in Cincinnati. Pilot Douglas Corrigan had become an overnight celebrity. On July 17th, after federal aviation authorities refused to allow him to fly his rickety plane from New York to Ireland. So then Corrigan, not to be denied, filed a flight plan to Los Angeles, but flew to Ireland anyway, claiming he lost his way due to a faulty compass. Dubbed Wrong Way Corrigan, he received heroes' welcomes in the United States and was honored with ticker tape parades, receptions, banquets, and even a movie contract. At the end of a parade through Cincinnati, 79 years ago today, Corrigan arrived at Crosley Field in the 6th inning. The game was stopped, and he gave a short speech. He then stepped into the batter's box to face Chicago pitcher Charlie Root, the pitcher who gave up Babe Ruth's 60th home run in 1927. On Root's second pitch, Corrigan tapped the ball back to the mound. Living up to his Wrong Way nickname, he ran to third base instead of first, to the delight of the crowd. Mother of God, what a corny trivia. Moving to real baseball. That was true, though. We all know that Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers was the very first black player that broke into the major leagues. But if I asked you, who was the first African-American pitcher in the big leagues? 90% of you would not even have a clue. 4% of you would have probably said Satchel Paige, and maybe someone would have shouted Joe Black, who was Rookie of the Year for the Dodgers in 1951. Those two names were good answers, but incorrect. On this day in 1948, playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Dan Bankhead became the first African-American pitcher in Major League history during a 10-3 loss to the Pirates at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. In his first at-bat, Bankhead launched a home run, but was less successful on the mound. In 3.5 innings of relief, he allowed 3 runs and 10 hits before the Dodgers let him drop into obscurity. Finally, on this day in 1986, 31 years ago, the Yankees edged the Mariners 13-12 in a thriller at the Kingdome in Seattle. Enjoy the rest of the day and the week, and I'll see you Friday. Till then, be a good sport and stay loose.
And happy 19th birthday to Nicholas Petruzzi. Love your mom, dad, Matthew, and your whole family. And that's today's Talk of the Town.
Hey everyone, there's an all-new Out of Left Field coming your way tonight at 8 p.m. Enjoy it. We'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.